If you have a home loan and you have some spare cash on hand, I think this video is especially for you. Hi guys, welcome back. Today we'll be running through this discussion in 3 key topics. The first is paying off mortgage using your CPFOA. The second is paying off mortgage by selling away some of your cash investments. And last but not least, the third point, should you consider with your spare cash to pay off the mortgage or to get it invested? So stay tuned right to the very end. First things first, let's start with paying off mortgage using CPFOA. Now, I don't know what mortgage loan you're using right now. If you are fixed on 2%, for example, then you're safe. Congratulations. But for the rest of us on floating package, the interest cost right now is very painful. If you happen to be on the new SORA packages, right now, DBS is offering 3 months SORA plus 1%. And if you see a latest SORA rate, it's about 3.654% for July 2023. Which means total cost is about 4.6% for a floating package. But that's not the worst. For myself, I'm going to own Cyber package, which I'm getting off very soon. So as always, smash or subscribe because I'll be releasing some updates on my mortgage decisions very soon. So if you are interested, I think that follow-up tutorial will be mightily helpful. My interest cost is 4.9+% right now, very painful, and is way above the 2.5% of CPF. In fact, the CPF 2.5% is almost useless already in a lot of ways. Of course, it's true, you can invest the CPFOA into treasury bills at 3.9%. But take note again, that is still less than the floating interest cost, regardless of whether you're on SIBOR or on SORA. Or you can use the CPFOA to invest via the CPF investment scheme. But again, that is non-guaranteed. So my suggestion is if you have spare CPFOA and you are past your lock-in, and within your mortgage package they allow some early repayment with no penalty, use your CPFOA to pay off that floating loan. My previous package was with RHB. They allowed 20% of the loan limit to be paid off, and I actually got my wife to empty out her CPFOA back then. So next question is, shouldn't we keep some buffer? Yes, of course, like 2 months worth of CPFOA, just a couple of thousand. Because the idea again is you get 2.5%, but you're paying 4+%. The buffer I'm thinking of for any emergencies is using cash. This leads me to introduce to you today our proud sponsor, Moomoo SG, who has an offer for us right now. On the right, you'll see the promotion for Moomoo Cash Plus 5.8%. And if you're new to Moomoo, let me share with you why I rate it highly. The first is that right now they have a $0 brokerage charge for Singapore stocks. That's one of the most competitive offers in the market, and that saves you on trading charges. For new signups, you can earn for yourself up to $700 worth of welcome rewards. This is achieved by depositing $10,000 and performing 5 buy trades, and that will earn you 1 free Apple share, 1 free Limited share, and you can also tap on Moomoo Cash Plus 5.8% guaranteed. If you're keen, look out for our sign up links below, and let's dive back to the comparison and thought process versus mortgage packages. And on this point, if you're curious what are the latest fixed packages, DBS is at 3.75% regardless whether it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. At this moment, UOB could be offering something more attractive. From what I've inquired in my contact, it could be at 3.4% for a 3-year fixed. Drop me an email, I'll leave links below for you to follow on. With that, let's move on to the second topic, which is paying off your mortgage by selling away investments. You know, this rate hike cycle in 2022 was not fun to invest against. Interest cost for myself for mortgage was 1.2+% all the way to 4.9%. That steep increment in costs was matched with a steep decline. Tech stocks dropped from $300 to $200. REITs dropped from $3 to $2. So as you can see, interest cost stepped up, net worth dropped. That was the predicament, and the usual logic is why not sell away the investments and go and pay for the mortgage itself. But before I get there, do not absolutely do that. I'm not a fan of that idea. I believe that if you put monies to investments, it should be for long term. It should be for retirement where you're ready to ride out ups and downs, and there are bad patches that test your resolve. And if you were to sell and leave the market and pay back a mortgage, you are effectively catching the losses and exiting. And it's going to be very difficult to recover any losses. Another lesson from 2022 is to not be over leveraged. If you have property loans, make sure that you are able to comfortably afford it and you can sleep well. If you are investing in the financial markets, avoid using margin accounts because that was a key reason why some portfolios were totally destroyed when the market started to sell off. So to reiterate again, don't sell off your investments to pay off mortgage. And with that, let's move on to the meat of today's discussion, which is should you pay off your mortgage or invest this spare cash that you have? Let's put a hypothetical example. You have a mortgage loan of $500,000 and you have $100,000 cash on hand. Of course, don't be passive about it. Don't put it in a savings bank account and get 1%. and incur that 2, 3 or even 4+% in terms of interest costs. So if you're not passive, how should we deploy this $100,000? The first step is to use this $100,000 to pay off that loan. Again, do double check. If you're on bank loan, make sure that it's within the limit or you are past your lock-in. If you're on HDB loan, congrats. From my understanding, it's very flexible. You can simply do it online or head out to a HDB office to double check on terms and conditions. So what I want to show you is the impact when you pay off $100,000 and knock this $500,000 loan to $400,000 only. Assuming you are on a loan tenure of 20 years with interest cost of 4%, the impact of that is your monthly mortgage will be from $3,030 per month to $2,424 only. That is a drop of $600 per month simply by making a lump sum repayment. That $600 can easily be cash flow for you to do regular investing. Use this $600 wisely, and a good idea is just do a dollar cost average and put it in the markets for the long term. That's the first good part, but the second good part is you would see your total interest paid drop significantly with such a tactical move. Your projected total interest payable from a $500,000 loan will be $227,176. But after paying down this $100,000, you would realize that your total interest paid will drop by $45,400 all the way down to $181,000 plus only. Sounds good, correct? But this $100,000, bye-bye already. In that case, getting to retirement, you should have a plan to pay off your mortgage. You don't want a loan overhanging over you, especially when you don't have active income in your retirement years. And if you agree on that, help me smash the like button because it's taken our team hours to prepare this presentation for you. And so smash the subscribe to continue to learn more about financial topics on this very channel. Now let's explore a different option, which is to actually shorten your loan if you do a refinancing. This is the same impact as if you were to voluntarily ask to increase your monthly mortgage payment. For HDB loan again, these can be easily tweaked with no penalty from my understanding. For bank loans, again, there are terms and conditions and there could be legal fees for refinancing. But what I want to show you is the impact. Is if you choose to shorten the loan, what would happen? Take for example this, same $500,000. Instead of paying off $100,000, you keep that. Hopefully don't squander that. The loan tenure now drops from 20 years on the left to 16 years on the right. Previously, the monthly mortgage was $3,030. Now let's step it up to $3,530, which is $500 more per month. Again, increasing the money amount is the same effect as shortening the loan. What do we realize? The total interest costs from $227,000 will drop by $49,000 all the way down to $177,756. Pretty good, correct? You can save on interest costs. And if you put the images together, you'll see on the left if you do a lump sum payment, and on the right if you choose to pay more per month. But again, when it comes to this excess cash of $100,000, I think for bank loans, you are only left with the left option. For HDB loans, you can consider either the left or the right option. But both of these moves is to use your $100,000 progressively towards your house mortgage. Some would say, maybe I'm better off investing what? That again depends on your life stage. Some say young, you can take more risks, but I say be more selective on what risks you want to take. Some would say it depends on your investment experience. I agree, but to beat 4.9% comfortably, that is no cakewalk. Investment returns are always non-guaranteed, but interest cost is always guaranteed. And sometimes when we look back at our own investment experience, we only think of the good times and not the bad. It's important to look through market cycles whether you are able to deliver 8, 10 or even 12% from equity markets. If not, I'm leaning more towards paying off that loan, especially if it's at 4.9%, because that's the situation right now we see on the ground. And I actually curated some useful point of views to share with you today. The first is this. It may not make the most financial sense to pay off your house early, but I can tell you 100% it is worth it. As we enter recession and possible layoffs, the peace of mind when you have no house payment is priceless. When the S&P 500 drops 22%, you would end up wishing that you had put that money into the house. The second useful comment. What people don't realize is when you have paid off a house, there's a huge psychological burden lifted. This one act allows you to be more aggressive in your other investments while still sleeping at night. I think the second point is very valid. Having the peace of mind allows you to be more aggressive. And let me know whether you resonate with that thought or not. For myself, I've triggered the pay off my term loan already. There is a remaining of $143,000 plus. I'm actually serving notice to pay it off fully. And right now, this tied to my private property, I am aware that in future, if interest costs go down, I want to extract out capital, I can always use it to refinance with a bank to extract out term equity loan. Take note again, this method cannot be applied for HDB flats. And if you're curious to find me better, check out my previous tutorial where I've actually borrowed $150,000 against this property, back when interest cost was only 1.2%, because to me that is using good debt. Then if you have seen that already, let me introduce you to this instead. If you're thinking of buying a house especially, should you use CPF or cash to make your monthly mortgage payment? Hopefully either of these tutorials can help you in your mortgage decision making. If that, I'll sign off from here and see you there. Take care as always. Goodbye.